As the mainstream media loses more and more power, they've become more and more dangerous. They employ pockets of character assassins, so-called journalists, who slander those threatening their power and profits. Usually outsiders are their targets, falsely framing them as traitors, racists, and even rapists, with sleazy innuendo destroying brands and families with no remorse. Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy was in the crosshairs this week. One of the nastiest publications around, Business Insider, wrote a hit piece about Portnoy, insinuating a few of his sexual encounters crossed the line. But the writer, Julia Black, didn't present a shred of evidence that a crime was committed. Portnoy, who's not married, was just smeared as a sexual scoundrel and was forced into doing damage control over a seemingly questionable and manufactured scandal. And while Portnoy was asking for fair treatment, Business Insider was attempting to peel away Barstool advertisers. You're looking at the anatomy of a modern-day media kill shot. Make no mistake, this is a kill shot aimed at Dave and Barstool Sports, a company he started from scratch and now a new major player in the media, sports, and betting world. Because Portnoy had loyalty, facts, and a platform to present them, he survived the kill shot.
If anybody looked at the details of this case, the details of this article, my reaction to it, the facts of it, you would realize that there's nothing there. I got accused of rape. That's my life. Like, that's as horrific a crime as you can be convicted of, all right, and accused of. I got accused of it with, so far, in 8.5 months, 2 sources that I was able to disprove in 3 days.
He laid out text messages and videos blowing gaping holes in the hit piece. Not everybody's as fortunate to be in that position, though, which is why these kinds of episodes can be so scary. Let's bring in Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports. So, Dave, what did you learn this week about the media?
You know, it was actually scary. I already knew a lot of people didn't like me, and I already know there's a lot of falsehoods, and, you know, you always hear the term fake news, and until you're really a victim of it or in the crosshairs, you don't realize how bad it can get. And you're right. I had the ability to fight back, and, you know, I had the receipts. I had DMs that I hadn't deleted. But I'm lucky because I actually do delete DMs time to time and clean my phone. I just happen to have them. So if I didn't have that, you know, it's a he said, she said. I have nothing to prove. I got lucky that I had all the receipts and could plead my case. But if I didn't, I'd be at the mercy of what people thought about me. It would be he said, she said. It's a scary, dangerous game. I've also seen the second the article is printed with these salacious headlines, every single person who didn't like me, the blue checkmark brigade that I call them, all retweeted it. Dave's awful. This is what we expected. I have definitively proven my innocence. None of them are retracted. None of them had to say anything. They just let you out there to die. They go and they hide. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're never going to issue a retraction. That's not their playbook. And didn't you say that you had contacts with this reporter, her editor, and were trying to offer her information to update the story at least? What was their reaction to that?
So the way it broke down is they contacted me 8.5 months ago, Julia Black, and said she wanted to do a glowing piece on me, my rise in the media and stocks. I declined. I said, thanks for the interest, not interested. I didn't hear till 8.5 months from her with all these allegations. I heard from every single girl. She literally contacted everybody I'm associated with in social media, girls I didn't even know. If somebody talked about me, asking if they had dirt on me. So the article was published. They withheld the police report, I believe, because they had it, didn't put it in there, because there is a police report that is nonsense and goes directly against the story of one of the accusers. They produced the report. That's how I have it. It says the opposite. All these facts came out. I reached out. I said, hey, Business Insider, Julia Black, Nicholas Carlson, the CEO, Henry Blodgett, let's sit down. You bring your own cameras. You can record so nobody can edit anything. Bring as many people as you want. Let's have a discussion. I want to ask, how can this be true if this says something totally different? They haven't said a word. They have not responded at all.
No response.
At all since these accusations. No, print and run. Print and run.
Yeah, no, it's a character assassination. They're snipers. They hit you and they walk, and that's their role. They did that with me one time, not to the same level. Blodgett, this guy who's a fraudster, convicted, he's not even allowed to trade, Securities. They were supposed to write a nice profile about the five. They cleaved a separate article off about me, calling me a white supremacist because I used a phrase, clash of civilizations. That was just enough to just slander me as a white supremacist, and that's how they run. Dave, you were different, though, because nobody can usually do this unless they have a platform like you, like me. Most people get hit like this with a ton of bricks, and they're canceled. They're done. I'll give you the last word.
And it's disgusting because Henry Blodgett bought a newsletter called The Morning Brew. We just got tweets from them today. The Morning Brew, which they tried to delete, literally saying their game plan to stay relevant, throw as many arrows across the internet. Who cares if they're accurate and maybe one will hit? This is their game plan. Smear, make money off it, and leave everybody in wreckage and go on to the next target.
Well, I feel like you're going to be getting some revenge, and we'll be paying attention to what that looks like. Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.